I'm at the hospital with Darla. She is currently getting an MRI of her head, her back, to go down the spine, and then her hips. The MRI is just going to help the doctor see where the bacterial meningitis is currently at and if she's getting better. Anyway, so she'll be there for a while. So just want to kind of update where she's at right now. She has been experiencing a lot of memory loss, mostly short-term, but some long-term too. The memory loss scares the crap out of me. So for instance, the other day, there was an item from Greece. I think I posted about this the other day. There was a little Sinai thing, 2 of them that were hanging on her wall. And she looked at them and she's like, when did you hang those in my room? And I'm like, Darla, I didn't hang those in your room. You hung them there. We went to Greece in 2016. You hung it shortly after. She didn't even remember that. And then another time she had said, gosh, thank you so much for administering my antibiotic early this morning while I was asleep. I didn't even wake up for it. Yet she had woken up, got out of bed, and even went to the bathroom. So she didn't remember that, none of that. And sometimes she'll be talking to you. I would say, like the bathroom short term. The other one's more of a long-term memory, but mostly short term. You can talk to her and say something to her, and then 5 minutes later, she doesn't even remember what you said. She's asking you questions, and you're like, she clearly didn't hear you or understand you or remember anything. It's just crazy. But she struggles to concentrate. It's really hard for her. She has headaches. Sometimes she'll be talking to you and she will like totally go off the topic and say something that is so off the wall. And you're thinking, what the heck is she saying? And she catches herself every time. And she'll say, like she'll stop and she'll go, I don't know what I'm talking about. And so she does catch herself doing that, but it's quite often. Sometimes she'll talk though, and you don't even know, like she's talking completely normal, has a conversation. It's just other times that like things are, it's not like Darla. You can tell that her brain is not right. Other things are like, we went to a restaurant and the meal came to $33.99 and she put like a $7 tip on the receipt. Well, then she wrote, what was it? So it was $35.99. She wrote a $7 tip and she wrote $33. I think her tip was, it looks like $7, but I think she thought it was $7.01. I think she meant to write 43, but she wrote 33. Anyway, just little things like that. I thought, she does the bills and she's back to doing the bills again, but maybe I ought to pay attention to those bills and not really let her do them. They're going to do that floor right there, so it might be a little bit loud, so I'll move in this other room right here. But anyway, what are some other things? Her back's been hurting her. I don't know if it's the meningitis that's still trying to heal, or, she does have compressed discs too. And, she was suffering from sciatic pain because of the compressed discs. That's why she was going to physical therapy to begin with. I don't know if her back is hurting because of that. I almost think it's the meningitis that's still bothering her, because it seems to be like her hip area, like a lower back pain. But she has an appointment tomorrow with the infectious disease doctor, and so hopefully we will find out, maybe more about that, what's going on. I know she has her MRI, and it's the evening that she's getting this. So I don't know if the results of that MRI are going to be in time for her doctor's appointment tomorrow. Like I want to say that they will be, but I don't think that they will be. Now Darla, she has lost a lot of weight. She's looking really good weight-wise, but she came into the hospital quite heavy, actually, probably one of the heaviest I had seen her in a long time. And she actually showed up on the results test or whatever that she was diabetic, which she didn't know she was diabetic. So that probably was because her weight had put her in that category. But I'm sure that she's not anymore. She's lost enough that she probably looks a little healthier. She still has a stomach, but nothing like what she had before. But so that's a good thing. I mean, that's a hell of a price to pay to lose some weight, though, right? But it's muscle. She's lost so much muscle. She is so weak. It's a chore. Her bedroom is downstairs. She's got like about 12 steps to go to get down there, and it is a chore for her just to go downstairs and get back up. It wears her out. We live in a cul-de-sac, and we'll go walking around a cul-de-sac, and it is tiring for her. She walks very slow, and she is exhausted, sweats even. She's just tired. She just can't do it. I'm trying to think of other things. She doesn't have much strength in her arms. So she's just really lost all her strength. All I think of is, we travel with our RV. Our next trip is in March, and usually she's the one that takes the big, I don't even know what you call it, but it's the thing that you put in the back of the truck that the trailer locks into, and it's really super heavy. I want to say it's like about maybe 30 pounds. I know, you're probably thinking, I just said it's super heavy. That's how super heavy. Anyway, I usually let her carry that because it's got grease on it too, because you want those joints greasy when you're hooking the trailer up to it. But anyway, I told her, I think I'm gonna have to put like a junk t-shirt in the back of the RV, so that, because I think I'm gonna have to be the one that has to pick that up. There's no way in heck she's gonna be able to pick that up. I don't even think in March. March is the hiking trip. I think I'm gonna be hiking by myself. There's no way she's gonna be able to go. No way. Either that or I'm just gonna have to change what we're doing there. Maybe this summer we're gonna be doing a lot of fishing instead of hiking. But I still need to hike. I don't like going to the gym. I'd rather hike and get my cardio that way. So it's hard for me too, but anyway, what else is going on? Just trying to think. She's talking about retirement just because she's just not sure, and that she can work and go back full time and do what she needs to do. And maybe, she just needs to heal a little before she makes that decision. But right now she's just seriously thinking of that. She's borrowing sick leave for that right now. So every day she's borrowing how much sick leave, and she only gets 4 hours a pay period of sick leave back. So anyway, she's like, why am I working? I'm eligible to retire. But our goal for both of us was to work until we were 62, just because it's more money, and you qualify to make Social Security there, or claim Social Security. We both work for the IRS, and they allow supplemental Social Security, which is a little bit different. The amount of our retirement, though, like right now, I kind of am scared by the amounts. I'd almost rather work right now, but I don't know. With them directing us back to the office, we'll see if I like that. My office is in Salt Lake, and that's like a 45-mile drive, pay for parking. I'm not interested in that. My boss was probably let me work in Ogden, which is closer, but I don't know, like if everyone's got to go back to work, and I don't know about the space, and maybe they're going to say, there is no space for you in Ogden, you're going to have to go to Salt Lake. And if that's the case, I'll probably go right out the door myself, even though I'd rather try to work a little longer. It's so much nicer working at home than having to drive into the office. Who wants to drive 45 miles and pay for parking? Not me. Anyway, thanks for listening to me ramble on about Darla and updating you. I think I've told you everything. Anyway, Talk to you guys later. There's just one thing that I wanted to mention really quickly is life is so precious. And if this whole experience that I've learned that life is precious and never take anything for granted. One day you could be perfectly fine and the next day fighting for your life, because that's exactly what happened to Darla. One moment we were in Hawaii and we were having a blast, and if anything, I was the one that was experiencing some sickness there. But anyway, we were having a blast, and she came home, got some dry needling, and that dry needle obviously went too deep. That's what all the doctors are telling me. It had to have gone too deep. And on top of that, they're saying the skin area had to have either been dirty or the needle was dirty. One of them or both of them, along with the too deep. It's the only thing that makes sense to the doctors, because it had to have been something that was at that time. She didn't have surgery. It's not like a surface cut that gets this infection. It has to be a deep, like usually people that have surgery can get an infection like this. So all the doctors are like, it's dry needling, it's dry needling. And you Google dry needling, it says you can get an infection. It doesn't say you can get a bacterial infection and be fighting for your life and possibly get sepsis and maybe even die. It doesn't say that. It just says an infection, a basic infection. And that's even, Darla signed the waiver or whatever that basically said you can get an infection. But it probably should say a little bit more. Darla's, the medication, the antibiotic that she's taking right now, it flat out says you can die. That's kind of harsh to hear, but at least they're being honest. Maybe that's what the dry needling waiver should say. You can die. Because she almost did die. And she's still not out of the clear yet, right? And so anyway, I just wanted to say, 1 minute you can be fine and the next minute fighting for your life. So live every day like it's your last. Don't be angry. Don't live in the past. Live in the present. Live right now. My son always tells me that, and I am just finding it is so true. Love everyone. Don't get mad. Don't get angry. Be happy, because it could be your last day. Goodbye, you guys.